like to call the December 8th meeting of the Properties Committee in order. We have one guest. Two. All right. We have a quorum. We're missing Sharon. She's out of the country right now. So with 8 members, we have a quorum. Do we have any additions or changes to the minutes from last month? If not, I will move that they be accepted. And then moving on to our capital projects update, Carl.
Good morning, everyone. Happy holidays. Project updates for the month of November. R.H. Johnson continues on in its interior lighting conversion to LED fixtures. The areas that are completed to date are the admin building, library, Rip and Sew Club, Men's Club, Activity Center, Swim and Fitness Center, Memos Cafe, and the Sports Pavilion bowling lanes. And the upcoming areas of progress are the Sports Pavilion lobbies and billiards areas, and then the Facilities Maintenance Department. And in the new year, we will start scheduling for the remainder of the R.H. Johnson areas to be finished. Moving on, the Men's Club flat roof restoration project was completed 11/4. The Arts and Crafts Village flat roof restoration project is in progress, and we anticipate that being complete right before the holidays, weather permitting. The mini golf lighting conversion, all the fixtures have arrived, and we will begin that project Monday, 12/12. And mini golf will be closed for approximately a week if all things go well. Moving over to Beardsley, the lobby enclosure has 100% completion. It was completed on 11/9 after the glass arrived, and we finalized all drywall repairs and paint touch-up. It looks fantastic. And we also received Maricopa's blessing with a final inspection and certificate of occupancy on 11/11. Grandview Pro Shop tile roof replacement was completed on 11/4/22. And then at the same Pro Shop, the flat roof restoration was completed on 11/11. And that completes the month's works.
Carl, they're doing something in the overhangs outside the social hall up top. Is that anything to do with the roof?
I believe maybe facilities maintenance have some drywall work going on the lids at the entries of the social hall.
All right, moving on to facilities maintenance.
Good morning.
Russ?
Yep. So we are still working with the vendor to schedule the core drilling over at DeCoon's Pool Deck for the lap lane identification flags. We have a light remodel we did over at the Coons Woodworking Club's library room with new flooring, lighting, and paint. That has been completed. We have completed the outdoor cooler for Lizard Acres, so they have more storage. And we are currently troubleshooting an intermittent light issue over at the Johnson Pool. In the morning around 3:30, the lights decide they don't want to come on, so we have a short somewhere. And it's just in the walking area. We think we have a better handle on it. We took some swings at what we thought was wrong, and so far they've held solid. So we will continue to monitor the lights, and if they stop working, we'll continue. We have continuation plans of how to attack it, but we're pretty confident that we have it fixed. And then an update on the outdoor pool heater at Palm Ridge, as it is still down. We're waiting on an electronic microchip of all things. We were told we had a 3 to 8 week window for it to come in, and we are currently at the end of our 8th week. So we started reaching out to the manufacturer's rep, and he has informed us this past Friday that we will have it in our hands within the next 10 days. So we are hopeful. That concludes my report.
Thank you. Any questions for Russ? Okay. So we have our final facility tour report, and I made sure everybody had a copy of that. Russ has updated some of the things that have already been completed. I know we're having some budgetary issues, so some things might be put into another budget year. But the first one I have is the Sports Pavilion Delivery Yard. Now that they have put in the cooler out there for the beer, we were concerned that someone would try and break in. So we would like that put as a priority.
So just so you're aware, Carl is working with the vendor to get us costs on that, and that will most likely be an operating thing to do. So we don't have to worry about capital budgets.
Okay,
It shouldn't be that expensive, but we're still waiting on numbers.
all right, thank you. Yeah, coming in today, I tried to see if you had the reflective poles, but you said you put them in?
If they're not in, they're in progress. So we
Oh,
have,
in progress.
yeah, we have
okay.
to 811 those because we're driving posts into the ground. So that takes time. We put in the ticket and then they respond and tell us, yes, there's nothing there. And then we can safely drop those in. We have everything ready. So once we get the green light, it'll take a day and it will be done.
Okay, great. Especially lately, it's been so dark. Even at night, it's pitch. All right, moving on to R.H. Johnson. Now, Karen said that she was unable to get the shower curtains long enough.
That's correct.
But isn't there a way to just change how they're hooked in to get lower?
So the shower rods go into the tile.
Ugh.
So you're right. So that's something we can definitely look at the next time we redo the shower tile. But if we were to move those rods, it's going to leave voids in where they used to be. We definitely understand your concern.
Yeah,
where
because
that would
that's a
help.
safety issue because it just fills up with water out there.
Yeah. Because
And
even,
those mops that people use to get it up, once they get soggy, they're not, sort of worthless.
yeah,
So that's the concern.
okay.
And also, we had talked about the hill between the pool and the bocce courts, and I also understand there's some over near mini golf also, but that's a Todd Patty issue.
That's correct.
Yeah,
And I will forward that to Todd Patty, the couple items that we had on the list for him.
okay.
Yeah, he has them all. Most of the dead trees on his list, he said by next week. But I told him to get back with me when they're done, so that way I'll have a definite answer for you to update your report.
Okay. And the rubber mats in front of the library, this is something Jack had suggested because you go right into where the carpet is, and this way people wipe their feet before they go in on the carpet.
And that was forwarded to Tracy,
Yeah,
and that's updated there. So those come in as suggestions because there's also tripping hazards she has to concern herself with. She doesn't really have a dirt problem per se coming in on the carpet. We actually were there yesterday and we commented on how great that carpet actually still looks.
okay.
She's not overly thrilled about it, and I told her it was her call, it's her place. that it was strictly a suggestion. So I'm thinking she's probably leaning towards not until it presents itself as an issue.
Okay, this is something Jack wanted added
That's
on.
fine, yeah.
Okay. Yes,
Just a quick question. I want to back up just a couple things about the shower curtains. What's worse, safety or tile that doesn't look too good? You know, to me, so we have to patch the tile a little bit in order to put a different pole in order to get the shower curtains right.
What I'd rather do then is hang something there that will drape long enough, because there's no guarantee that that's gonna work. So we're gonna do all that stuff, and there's no guarantee that that's gonna be a fix. So prior to this last remodel, we had huge ramps built in to contain the water in the showers, and that didn't work. It's not just the water coming in the shower, it's the transfer of people coming in and out. It's more foot
Sure.
traffic than it is shower head water coming up. That makes sense.
Yeah. People are
I
wet
will-
when they get out of a pool.
We can gladly try a few. Add extra length to it if we have to. I don't care what it looks like, because it's just a trial, but we can definitely take a swing at it.
Okay. Thanks, Russ.
yeah, because the only shower that doesn't leak out is the handicap one, because that faces with the hand thing
Right.
and doesn't, while the others put so much water that, after you've taken a shower, it doesn't like drain down, it all goes out in front of the showers.
Okay.
So, okay, moving on. So all of the maintenance issues at the, see, am I in the right order? Yeah, let me make sure. I'm working off of Russ's one, I'll get mine. Yeah. Here we go. All right. So. All right. All right, at the Kuntz Rec Center. Let's see. Sure, yeah, it's in process getting a swimsuit dryer.
It's in process, making sure that we can put one in there. So
Okay,
we have to have the ability to run a drain and power.
okay,
So I turned in the ticket with the attempt to try to do one in each, or a single one outside that could be used by both,
Right.
whichever one works out the best.
okay. So in room 4, the items on the cabinets have been removed. A ticket has been put in for the repair cabinet at the Stardust Theater. And all the artificial flowers have been removed. At Beardsley, I know today that they are refreshing the metal furniture and the benches at the women's locker room at Beardsley. And what about getting a railing there? It says budgeted item, is it in there?
That will be a budgeted item. That, all that has to be custom made. So we'll have to find a vendor. I can't remember. It's been so long since we did the one down the hall. But all those were custom fitted. So that's gonna be quite extensive. So we're hunting that down as well.
My only concern is that's such a narrow hallway to begin with.
So the back hallway already has one. Or no, I'm sorry, it's the pool that has one. It won't protrude out much. You only need enough room for your hand to go through. I can't remember what ADA requirements are for distance away, but it's really not that far.
Okay,
If next time you're there, if you look at the handrail that's there in the pool, and imagine that in the hallway, it's really not gonna be that bad. We're only gonna do one side,
okay.
so we're not gonna do both sides.
Mhm. All right, let's see.
I just have a question on that. Is that something we really need? Because I'm thinking about the Beardsley Pool and that railing. Do people really use it?
They do?
They do.
Yeah, so it was funny that you guys pointed it out, because I've had at least 2 or 3 other people that have requested it.
Okay.
Because they have a hard time making it all the way down that hall without some assistance.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, it's a long haul.
It is very long.
Yeah, and we do have people who use the pool that are 100,
Yep.
and we have another one who's 95, so. And they still drive. What about the fencing around where for when they have events?
So
I thought we had just pushed for it at the garden, meditation garden.
no, it was originally pushed for horseshoes a couple years back by the club. And then you guys brought it up during the tour for the park, because we had that temporary fence up at the time. And of course, I cringed when you threw it out there, because I look at it from a maintenance standpoint. However, the staff that it has to set that fence up thought it was a great idea. So we will get prices. I like the idea of chain link because it's maintenance free, but, so I'm gonna throw that out there for, to look at, but we'll have to get a linear footage and then figure out what's more cost effective, chain link, wrought iron. So that will take some time and most likely go in a future budget.
Okay. What about at the Agave room? Because it really is, when you go in there and there's a slide presentation, that lighting is just the biggest
Yeah,
glare.
that's going in as a ticket as well. So we'll just hang a rod and put, most likely probably blinds, some short custom blinds across there. We'll come up with something.
Okay. What about the botanical garden, refresh or replace red benches?
That already has a ticket in as well. What I am pushing for is to remove the red ones. So those are original they're the only ones left. I don't know why they got left back there. They're stationary, they're bolted to the ground. And we have the coated green ones everywhere else. And I know where there's an abundance of them. So we're gonna replace those with some of those green ones.
Okay. Well, this was a suggestion from the clay clubs at the Sagebush Room to replace the windows with doors for access to that courtyard. I guess that's a future project.
We're gonna stay open-minded about that, see where once the courtyard gets completed and starts being utilized, that'll kind of open up as to whether or not that's a solid idea or not.
Okay.
So,
And then Looks like most of the maintenance issues have been taken care of.
Yep. Again, the dead trees, Todd said next week. So he has everything.
Russ, I have a question on the maintenance issue. It's not here. We didn't see it, but this was brought to my attention a couple weeks ago. The swimsuit dryer in the men's bathroom at Beardsley, are they removing that or just fixing it or something?
It was broke, so we brought it in. They're our favorite things in the world to work on. It's easier to work on at the shop than it is anywhere else, so we may end up having to replace it.
Okay.
It is coming back.
Okay, just
It's just a matter of time.
thank you.
Yeah.
So, all right, so moving on to Palm Ridge. So the pickleball sidewalk requested by the club, that's a budget item.
Yep. We'll have to put together a cost on that as well.
The walking track, again, that will be the chairs needing replacement will be a budget item.
Yep.
The signage issue is in progress. It's my last year on the board. Do you think we could get it done by then?
So we have the majority of the signs that look identical to the county signs. So I've asked to push to have those all put in, because the other signs that we're waiting on, to me, are minuscule. So to answer your question, yes, they will be up before you leave. I
Thank
promise. Yes.
Also, what about the replacing furniture at the lobby in Palm Ridge? That's a budget item.
Yep.
And all the maintenance issues have been taken care of. And that should take care of all of our facility and maintenance issues. Anybody have any questions?
Did we get the sconces changed in the
Oh.
social hall?
I talked with Don this morning. They put white lights in to test it out, and it didn't make a difference. So we're gonna have to wait until the lighting is all done at the social hall.
Okay.
All right.
You know, that's one of those fixtures that if you find color lights to be useful, that we could replace them with an RGB LED fixture where it's a matter of pushing a button to change whatever color you want. And that we could easily do internally. We're not talking that many sconces. Similar to what we did with the library tower. And then we also did that recently at the R.H. Johnson and Bell entry. So we can change colors. It's not just white anymore.
That's future, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. All right, moving on to committee comments. Do I have any from anybody on the committee? Okay. Any guest comments? Ms. Fines? Yes.
At our next meeting, we probably I won't have a large report, just a little update. Due to the tracking of our APF funds, we have chosen to take the same stance as a couple of years ago with the COVID, to be diligent about looking after the projects that are left and put them on hold and have a rediscussion in February. And just make sure we're tracking positive or negative on our finances. So next month you probably won't see much, but I want you to know where the last 5 remaining projects stand, so. Okay?
I did want to wish everybody a happy holiday, and thanks to Russ and Carl for all their assistance this year in doing our tours and everything. In January, we will review the policies for the committee. I sort of pushed them off to when we get through the budget items. So that's a good time to do it. So see everybody in January.